Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Welcome to CatersGraphix. Today we'll be learning how to um, create a mobile application icon. Okay, so you can use probably you got a contract the company and they asked you to convert or produce their logo on mobile vector icon. So we're gonna do this in Adobe Illustrator. So as you can see, these are separate vector shapes which may or may not be grouped. So we are going to group this by selecting all and clicking Ctrl G. So since we have one group here, which means you can use the selection tool to select all, the direct selection tool to select only one part of it. Okay, that's another function of the selection tool. So we use this to select all. We can move it around and so we are done with this. Next we are going to create a background which this whole logo vector shape will be on. So create a square. Cool. And what next? We have to curve it a little. So mobile app or mobile UI, most of the recent teams I've been seeing these days have this kind of curvy shapes. A little bit more. Okay, cool. I like this. So have this kind of curvy shapes so that the application will fit in and it looks more modernized and it makes the feel of the UI look modern too. So we place this logo on top of this icon. Okay, but when we do this, we move this up. You make sure this is above. Let's see, Ctrl Z. So we have our logo here, and we have, so the logo is beneath the vector shape, which is here. Let me zoom closely so you can see. So you see the logo here is beneath this. Okay, so we are going to move it above it so that when we move it above it here, it won't be beneath the image. Okay, so now we have it here, and this is what we want. But we are not done. This is not an application icon. This is not an application icon because this doesn't look really cool to me. So what we are going to do is this. We extend this and make sure it gets to the edges. Make sure it gets to the edges or almost to the edges. Okay, that is if your mobile app is if your mobile app have that's if your mobile app have a background before mobile app icon have a background before the icon. So these have a kind of background which is these shades and stripes and before the logo. So we have to make that get to the edge before we create something we're going to create here. So what next we are going to do is we are going to select this, which is the background, and duplicate it. What are we doing with that? When we duplicate, we push it to the front. So arrange, we bring front. So we change this color to become white. We're going to work with it later after now. So I see a mistake here, so we have to minus this and minus this. Okay, we're going to minus these two and minus this. So with that being done, we are going to change this color to white and move it over this. Okay, now don't bother at all if you didn't see anything. What you're going to do is just go here, change this to become the stroke, change the color background to become the stroke, or simply end this and create a stroke with a white. Okay, that is the same thing when you click on this. If you click on this, it becomes the body background of the icon. When you click on this, it becomes the stroke. Okay, so when we click on the stroke, we can go here and increase the size. Make sure you increase the size so you can touch the borders of this icon. Okay, and if that's not enough for you, if that's somehow not enough for you, you can increase the size of the icon now. Okay, increase the size of the icon so we can shift it and make it centered. So now it's centered. We go back to our stroke, we hit again. This is not our stroke, I don't think. That's not our stroke. So go to our layer so we can select our the particular stroke. So we select our stroke again. Now we make this inverted. align the stroke to outside. We make this stroke go out. That's not what we want, so we leave it as it is, so we can stretch right inside the app icon. So this is what we want. See what we got? So we make sure it covers these edges. You see these red edges that are abstract, you make sure it covers it. Okay, so when we are done with that, we have to change the background, which is red, to white. Okay, this color background, we are going to change it to white. So when we are done with that, let's drag it and test, because you won't notice this on this background, but you see the shapes there. You see what it gives us? It gives us a round corner with the icon, which we couldn't achieve when we are working with only the icon. Why? Because we created a background and also created an overlay which have a stroke, overlay vector which have a stroke that extended to this part and also extended to the edge to give us the round corner which we initially have in the first background we created. So let's move it to a mobile UI icon and see what we can achieve from there. So we can reduce it. You see, notice what's happening here. When you reduce this icon, it turns circle. I taught you some time ago how to treat this. So what you do, you go in here to your transform and enable scale. Also enable your scale stroke effect and scale corners. Okay, so that whenever you are adjusting, it maintains the same ratio and the same size. Okay, so when we got what we want, I think our mobile app is ready. Make a little shift, boom. So that is it. That's our Opera icon right there. Okay, so it's very simple to achieve. What next you might want to play around with is your might want to play around with your shadows and so on. Okay, that might come later if you wish to do so, but it's not that necessary. But if it becomes very necessary to do, so that this background, this white color will show very well, then you simply have to do that. So let's trace where the white background is so we can work on it a little. I can't find it anymore. Is it this? That's not it. So let's remove this and see where it is. Okay, that's the rectangle at the back. So we select the rectangle here. This is it. So what we're going to do, we are going to go to the effect panel. We scroll down to the stylizing. Is it stylizing? Okay, stylize beneath, above, not beneath. Okay, so we drop shadows in stylize both. So X is 7 and the other is, so we have to make this to come to the middle, then we also make this to also come to the middle. Now we can increase the size, reduce it a little, so you can be as though it's like the others. So we have our shadow now. At least we can see the white very clearly even from afar now. Okay, so this is how to just achieve your mobile application. It's nothing very difficult to do. It's very simple. It's not what you bug around. Just create a first layer and second layer, but that doesn't apply to all other vector shapes. So if you watch, for instance, if you look at this icon, you will notice that there is no white border around it. That's because the icon alone doesn't have a background. Opera Mini have a background only. So if this Opera Mini don't have a background at all, we don't actually need this border. Okay, so if it doesn't have a background like all these stuffs here, we just simply need to make the background at the back red or white or whatever, then we continue with the rest of the work. So simply, that's how to create your mobile app icon. Okay, so it's not something very difficult to do. Once again, this man is signing off from CatersGraphix. Enjoy the rest of your day.